Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this video in about 20 minutes. So let's go. It says Catalina has two coupons. So we know she has two coupons to use at a craft store. So coupon one is for 20% off. Excuse me. And coupon two is $20 off. She has $75 worth of supplies. And we have to first use the number lines in the box to complete the percentage bar for the 20% discount. So this is our find, the complete number line at 20% off. And part B says which coupon shows best deal. All right, so, well, numbers and lines can be used more than once. Okay, cool. So at 20%, we're trying to figure out how many dollars is 20%. And we know to get from 100 to 20, we divide by 5. And when we do on the bottom, we do on the top. So we can divide 75 divided by 5. And 75 divided by 5 is 15, 15, 30. Yep, it's 15. So at 20% it's $15. So we use 15, we use 20. Okay. And if we know 20, we can figure out 40, and we can figure out 60, and we can figure out 80. So if we know 20, we know 40. 40 is times 2, and 20 times 2, and 15 times 2 is 30. So I crossed out the 30 and the 40. To get to 60, we can go from 20 to 60, which is times 3, and 15 times 3 is 45. And to get to 80 is 20 times 4, and 15 times 4 is 60. Um, and we got a 75, so that's there. But we got to figure out 50. So at 50, to get from 100 to 50 is to divide by 2, and 75 divided by 2 is 37.5. Okay, so we did that. So let's figure this out. So at 20% off, it's $15. Now we're trying to figure out, so 20% equals $15, and $20 off. We know our total is 75, and 75 minus $20 is and 75 minus 15 So let's just look at it. At 20% off is $15 off, and 75 minus 15 is $60. So if she used, excuse me, if she used the 20% off, if she used the 20% off, then she paid $60. If she used the $20 off, then she paid $55. What's the better deal? So the better deal is, and I want you to figure that out. Like, what do you guys think? What do you think the better deal is? All right, let's look at this one. Monique planted seeds to grow pansies. So we're talking about pansies, snapdrums, and petunias. Okay. After several weeks, 18 out of 18 out of 40 pansies, 21 out of 50 snake drums, and 14 out of 35 petunia grew into place. We're trying to figure out order from least to greatest. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of one. So when you're trying to find a percentage of an amount, it's literally trying to figure out the partial percent, because if I have 18 out of 40, it is assumed that 18 out of 40 is assumed that 100% is equivalent to 18. So you have to figure out I mean, 100% is equivalent to 40. What percent is equivalent to 18? And the way you do that, you divide numerator by denominator. So let's look. Calculator. The numerator is 18. The denominator is 40. 18 divided by 40 is 45%. Well, it's 0.45. And you have to turn that into a whole number, and it becomes 45%. So 18 out of 40 is 45%. I want you to do the same thing for snake drums and the same thing for petunia, and then organize it least to greatest. So basically, what's the smallest percent to the largest percent? All right, so this says a new video game costs $16. A new video game costs $16. And the local store is offering 2 coupons, but you can only use one. Okay, so compare. So coupon A says $3 off, and coupon B says 15% off. Well, if the total is 16, let's look at coupon A. The total is 16 and it's $3 off. So if she uses coupon A, it'll be $13. Coupon B is 15%, which means we have to find 15% of 16. And 15%, which means you have to turn the percent into a decimal, 0.15 times 16. Which is 2.4. Now, a lot of people would say this is $2.04, but this 4 is in the tens place. So it's $2.40, right? However, 15% off means this is going to be taken away from the total. So $16 minus $2.40, right? 16 minus $2.40, it's $13.60. So if you use coupon A, it's $13. If you use coupon B, it's $13.60. Which has the best deal? Go ahead and solve that. And the last question says, Greg practiced playing clarinet. Practice playing clarinet. They play clarinet for 12 minutes. He has practiced 40% of the time he needs to practice today. So 12 minutes equals 40% of total time. How many more minutes does Greg need to practice? Find. How many more minutes does he need to practice? Okay, so let's look at it. So at the percentage is here, the amount is here. So at 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%, right? At 40%, he practiced for 12 minutes. How many more minutes does he need to practice? Basically, so far he's practiced here. He's practiced all the way up to here. Now he has to get all the way up to here. What do we know? Well, I know that if he practiced for 40%, he has to practice 60, 80, and 100, which is he has 60% left. If he has 60% left, right, we could figure out how much is in each 20%. 20 divided by 40 is divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So each of these boxes represent 6 minutes. So far he's done here. We have to figure out how much more he has to go from here. If each box represents 6 minutes, then how many more minutes does he need to practice? So like basically saying like, how many more from here to here? How many more minutes is that? All right, go ahead and solve that. It will be graded. Remember, if you don't understand it, you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can do whatever you need to do. But I really didn't want to give you any answers. I just really wanted to support you into getting your answer, right? So when you're confused, you can go back. So you got to answer what the better deal is, order from least to greatest percent, figure out what's the better deal if A is $3 off and 15% off. And how many more minutes did he need to practice? If he practiced already 40% at 12 minutes. Good luck. It's graded. Have a good day.